Hello, Gemini. This is your reading, romantic love reading for the month of December 2018. Welcome. This channel is called The Witching Hour. My name is Michelle and I'm a witch. And today I'm using, for your reading, I'm using the Sacred Circle Tarot, written by Anna Franklin and illustrated by Paul Mason. This reading is for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, etc. However you're curious as to Gemini placing in your chart, go to astrolabe.com, it's astrolabe.com, to figure out your moon and rising signs, Venus, all of that. You can get your natal chart there. So Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, etc. However else you're intuitively led to be here. A word on cross-watching. Sometimes if you're cross-watching for someone else, the reading might sound like it's in reverse. You might be thinking that you're going to be hearing about the Gemini that you're cross-watching for, and yet the reading might sound a lot more like you, and that's kind of why. If you're watching for another sign, sometimes the reading is for you concerning that other sign. So that's kind of how the reading will sound. It will sound more like it's for you. So you might have to reverse it in a way. That does tend to happen when there's cross-watching. And a word on cross-watching, I typically don't recommend it unless it's absolutely necessary. So that's up to you. So please apply with your own intuition how this reading pertains to you regarding your relationship status. This reading is for all relationship statuses, whether you are exiting a relationship, currently in one, or manifesting a relationship for the future. So it's past, present, and future energies. In your past, we have, let's see, we're going to go with the underlying energies as well. And the underlying energy we have in the past energies that are leaving, is initiation. There is a, oh, I forget the word for this thing. The word abyss keeps coming to my mind, but that's not the word. The maze that you walk through and you get to the center and then you come back out, and it's a rite of passage in traditional tarot. That is the Tower card. So it might have been there was an upset or like an upheaval of energy, an abrupt and sudden change regarding the dismantling of stagnant energies or energies that were no longer of use to you, that were being applied or overused is the word I'm getting. Underneath that we have the card of the Ace of Cups and spirituality, and underneath that is the Cup of the Lady. So there's a lot of, I'm feeling a lot of feminine energy regardless of gender. A lot of feminine energy, self-empowerment going on there, and things were radically changed or removed in the past energy. Regarding male energy, water sign, potentially, if it pertains to you, take that. If not, just leave it. Main point being that it was a significant water element. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, male energy. And the masculine energy, also what applies is the masculine energy being called upon almost forcefully by the universe and by you, whether you're male or female, and whether the other person is male or female. What was required for this relationship was for male energy to become more in touch with feminine energy, getting in touch with the feelings, you know, that type of thing, cultivating the feels. Oh no, here we do have the Tower. Okay. So this is a Celtic pagan deck. 16 being initiation, this is a rite of passage. In the traditional tarot, the number 16 is the Tower card, and this is what we got. We got the actual Tower card in the number 15. But I see that this is all a positive change. I'm not picking up on any negative energy. I feel the bulk of anything that even may have been remotely negative was on the part of the other person as far as how they were feeling. And maybe not liking the change or wanting to process the change for themselves. I'm feeling for a lot of you, it's like they needed to change and they did not. With the Six of Cups energy, what I'm feeling is someone trying to wax nostalgic. You see what I mean? The card being about nostalgia and saying, oh baby, hey, remember when things used to feel so great? And, you know, think back on the past, almost as if they were trying to get you to look and revise history and make it sound better than it actually was. And I don't see you getting confused at all about that, Gemini. I don't see you getting confused about it. I see you having kept a clear head, and you still are keeping a clear head. And the current energy, we have the Death card. So it's like, yeah, you are fixing to change this situation, and you're not going to exert any undue energy on your part towards something that is someone else's responsibility to work towards. You'll have none of that, and you are more bound and determined to exact this change upon your world. Your personal world is changing. And that's what you want. It's an initiation. It's a rite of passage. It is kind of a big deal for you personally. You are pulling up on a lot of your, regardless of your gender, a lot of your feminine advocacy, those feelings of self-empowerment where the energies were out of balance and one masculine type energy was overpowering the feminine. And it's like you were very fully capable of pulling yourself up. And you did get a lot of help from the divine, especially regarding in the Tower. I'm looking at the moon here, and I'm seeing that there was a lot of full moon energy assisting you in this, and that there will be more energy to come help assist you in this coming new moon, full moon, excuse me, in December. And current energy, Nine of Swords, suffering. This is the change. I'm feeling it so much more on the other person's side. I don't feel it so much for you, Gemini. I feel it that the other person is fighting and resisting. This is the Nightmare card. And for some of you, I feel like, yeah, this is a nightmare. They're making a fuss out of this. They're not wanting to leave. They're not wanting to change. They know that's the standard, and yet they're not wanting to leave either. So some negative energies in general for current relationships too is that you are manifesting. What I'm seeing a lot here in this initiation card is this cauldron in the middle sparkling with gold. You're manifesting stuff very, very strongly for yourself. And you will only take along with you those who are on board. Your standards have really changed and developed over the years is what I'm hearing, and coming to the fore at this time. You're like, holidays or no holidays, I will have none of that. I'm feeling someone saying, I'm not going to wait until after the holidays. I'm doing it now. I want to have a good holiday season. I want it to be filled with pure love. None of these false memories of the past. A lot of you, this is all for current and past relationships, and those of you thinking about what you're manifesting, you've had to look back on your past and cut yourself some slack is what I'm hearing. You've maybe painted a bad picture of yourself. You've painted a bad picture of yourself regarding past experience, past actions you've taken or decisions you've made. So currently, you are really enforcing this change. You are holding your ground and you are not letting go. And you're following your instincts. You are following your instincts. You might, and you feel like, well, I might have to blindly follow my instincts and not listen to what I'm hearing around me. And it's better than suffering through, is what I keep getting. And you're on the right track, because what you're getting currently after you, and you've got the universe helping you with the Death card here, helping you to make that transformation. You are being helped very, very much in making this transformation, and it is paying off, because this is very personally satisfying to you. You have the Nine of Cups, which is what you're going to be, if you haven't felt it, you're about to currently, as the date pertains and as the time frame of the reading is for you when you watch it. That this is the energy you're coming up on, and that's why you're concerned more about your own personal happiness now at this point, and you will settle for nothing less. And you've made this known. It's been disagreed upon, but you're not getting entangled in the nightmarish elements of the arguments about it. You're allowing the other person to have their feelings and leaving it in their court, like leaving the emotional disruption in their court. And like you're saying, that's not my problem anymore. You know, you knew what you needed to do. You knew what you had to do, and you didn't do it. You know what my standards are. I made them very clear. And I just feel you advocating for yourself, telling yourself, I know what my standards are. No one's going to convince me otherwise. And this kind of caused you some worry at some point in the very, very recent past. But it's like you're coming out of that now. You're wanting to rely on your own instincts, even when you don't know what that choice will bring you to. It's like you refuse to be pessimistic about, you know, what might happen next. You're refusing to be anything but optimistic. It's like that's the choice you're making, and you are making the choice to do that, even though you don't know what that's like sometimes, is what I'm getting for some of you. Because I feel this negative influence. For some of you, you have rekindled a relationship with someone from the past, and it happened very suddenly, unexpectedly. They called you. And I'm getting that, a phone call. It was not a text or an email. It was a phone call. Right in the middle of you making plans. Right in the middle. And you've had to review the past because of this person, and had to review the way you used to make decisions before. You've matured and grown since you've known that person, and you didn't respond to them the same way this time around. You didn't let it turn, you know, like, upturn the way you're living your life right now. And I feel someone who feels proud of doing that. It's like you were able to maintain your discernment, regardless of this person who you had a strong emotional connection with in the past. And it was quite a long time ago. But I'm just seeing like these even waters. You're calm. You're handling it calmly, regardless of how you may feel worried about it. Like, what I'm getting is telling this person no the right thing to do. All I know is how I feel, and I don't get a good feeling from this person, is what you're saying to yourself. I'm pretending to be you saying this to yourself. Like, I don't get a good feeling about this person. This masculine energy water sign person, or this emotional person, the person I used to have this strong connection to from a long time. I keep seeing like high school era or teenage years or whatever. And it's like, boy, if this were 10 years ago, I'd be flipping my lid over this person. I'd be tripping over myself. And I look back on the past feelings now and go, meh, I don't think he's all that hot or she's all that hot. I'm over it. That's what I'm getting for some of you. And you're coming to realize how much you've changed. And even though it caused you a little bit of like mental disruption at first when you first heard from them, you're like, no, I'm over it. I'm going full steam ahead with what I want to do, no matter what this situation presents to me. I'm going to be true to myself no matter what, even though it's hard to get that discernment sometimes. I keep following my bliss, and that's the only thing and that's how I'm living my life now, and that's that. I will make no exceptions, and I make no apologies for it. And the underlying energy for the future is success. And I keep saying, remember this. I keep feeling, I'm feeling and getting, keep telling yourself this. And this is what you're headed towards. You have made this big change in your life, in you. I think the change is mostly within you. And I think you've come to terms with that. It's like knowing that you've changed, you know your future's going to change now. And even you might have conflicting feelings about it, but you know better now. You know to follow your own instincts and your intuition. You know that that's what will bring you stability. You know that this is going to bring out the strength in you. This is the warrior, feminine energy warrior, fighting off our more primitive instincts that might be more aggressive or hostile. So it's like you're dealing with someone who can potentially bring out the worst in your personality and bring it to the fore, but you're learning the difference between being fierce and being protective and being angry and hostile, you know? You're discerning that because there are these two opposing factors kind of battling in your mind. It's really more a mental, emotional thing. And you're very there's a lot of self-preservation about your feelings right now, and you're being true to yourself. And you will stand strong, is what I'm getting, what I'm hearing. You will stand strong. You will be successful in being true to yourself. Yeah. Because this is the next card, creativity, the Ace of Wands. You've got a lot of very significant cards here. They're standing out a lot. These aren't small things, and yet you're not making a big deal out of them. Do you see what I mean? It's like you're not minimizing them in a bad way. What I'm saying is you're not you're not making a mountain out of a molehill. You're staying very focused and grounded, and you're putting that energy into yourself. That's what I feel is the main message, is for you to take all of this energy and put it not so much into plans, but put it into you taking care of yourself. And it's funny that this is a relationship reading, and yet it's all about you, Gemini. And maybe that is the point. And you didn't do that before is what I'm getting. It's like you didn't make it about you before from the start, like before you even met the person. And you have come to realize this. You're like, no, I'm a winner already, and that's what I'm going to carry into my next phase of this relationship, or into the next phase of your life in meeting someone. You're holding this energy before you meet someone, for those of you who haven't met someone new yet. That's what I'm feeling is the main thrust of your energy is, I know better now. I'm going to, invest in myself first and be that person. And be that type of person. The person I want to be for me is the type person. Whoever else comes along, that's who they're going to meet, is me. 10 of Discs. This is awesome. Tradition. This is long term. You are preparing for the long term right now. I do feel divorce for someone. And you're steady. You're going to rock steady is what I'm hearing. Rock steady. You've reclaimed solid ground. You've reclaimed solid ground. That's the energy I'm getting for the divorce situation. You have reclaimed solid ground. You are building upon a good future. I do feel some sexual energy in this card of creativity, and it is a sexual card. So there is a lot of the sexual life force energy being channeled into your work or what you do, what you love to do, your calling. whether it's your vocation or not. I feel you funneling it in is the word I keep getting. So this is really good. A lot of empowering and encouraging information here on the table that you have generated. What I just got was keep acknowledging that yourself and your power, because you're the one who is, you are the driving force of all this. In other words, they're saying give yourself credit for making positive changes in your life and being able to uphold and withstand any opposition that should speak to your soul differently, that does not resonate with your soul and your heart and your mind. You're holding your ground. And I do feel for the most part, you're not doing it defensively. You're just doing it fiercely on your own behalf. And that's what I'm really, really getting. That's what I'm really getting. A lot for you, Gemini. Underlying card for Witch's Wisdom is protection. You are protected, and I mean full circle. I'm getting the phrase full circle. You have, this ain't your first rodeo, and you are the card, the main card from Witch's Wisdom is High Priest, High Priestess. You are really becoming your own authority, and that's that. It's like you are focusing only on what would be long-term. And you have everything in place, and you're getting a lot of support from the universe. And it's so funny that this is what you're bringing into couplehood and coupledom. And this is what you're bringing and becoming already for a future partnership. And this is what you've let go, those of you who have released a relationship. You released anything that doesn't have self-advocacy involved. You are living on your own terms and responsible to yourself. I hope that reading helped, Gemini. You're really rocking on strong and steady. And keep up the good work. Keep up the good pace. And be true to yourself and give yourself a lot of love. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. And come back and join me soon. From my soul to yours, much, much love and brightest blessings. Take care. Bye-bye.